Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Too Good to Be True podcast. I am your host, Pascal Mayala. And I want to say this. Yesterday, I didn't finish my podcast because there was a technical issue with my phone. Yes, I am recording on my phone, and I'm not ashamed of that. And yes, I had a technical issue with my phone, and I didn't finish to talk about my NFL prediction yesterday. So I want to talk about it now. For what do we expect on Super Bowl Sunday, the Chief versus the 49er, part 2. I will say part 2. So what do I expect in this game? In this game, I expect that they'll play pretty much conservative from both teams. And I think that the defense is gonna show up on the Chief, and maybe, and I said maybe, on the 49ers. On offense, I don't have no issue with the 49ers offense, but for the Chief, I will say this. In the regular season, were playing terrible in the first half. The second half, they're playing a little bit decent. And in the playoff, it was something else. I always say this, and I'm always going to say this, people. Just because you are good on the regular season, it doesn't mean you have the same reproduction in the playoff. Because remember, the playoff, this is where the real regular season starts. It is the real regular season start in the playoff. So all the people say, the team was pretty good in the regular season, but in the playoff they play mediocre. I mean, that don't mean nothing. Regular season to me, and I said this, regular season to me, it don't mean nothing. Or I will say this, it don't mean shit right now. Only thing it matters is the playoff. And what I saw from the Chief in the playoff, they have been carried by the defense. Unfortunately, we got to say that. This is the first time I would say this, even though Patrick Mahomes played very good in the AFC Championship and pretty cool, okay, I believe they were in a wild card. I believe so, but whatever. Against the Dolphins. Actually, they were playing the divisional round, my bad. I apologize. In the division round against the Dolphins in the cold weather, which, the Dolphins couldn't make a touchdown for their life. Pretty much they did, but it was very cold. So, the city of Kansas City is pretty cold, normal. Same thing when you play in a city who the weather that they have their favor, like the Baltimore Ravens, the New England Patriots, in New Jersey, and so on and so forth. What I ask in this game, in the Super Bowl, the wide receiver need to catch the ball. And I mean it with utmost respect. that the Chiefs need to play very well, especially the wide receiver. Isaiah Pacheco I think he was a running back. Whatever, with a dual threat, don't matter to me. I don't give a damn. He needs to be consistent. He need to run the ball like his life depend on. Because I know what the 49ers are going to do. I know CMC going to do his job. I know Deebo Samuel. Yes, I know Deebo Samuel got hurt against I believe it was against the Packer. Yes, against the Packer. He played with against the Lion with a shoulder injury, but he showed up. He balled out. What I need from the 49ers, to me, is the defensive side. They need to show up. I wasn't too happy what happened in the NFC Championship against the Lions in the first half. I wasn't happy at all. And I think that game, to me, was a wake-up call. It was a huge wake-up call for the 49ers defense. And I need the 49ers to be present, sacking Patrick Mahomes. The defensive stopper, defensive lineman need to show up. Safety, I need you to show up in this game. Because I'll say this, we never, and I said this with utmost respect, we never seen a team in the first half, a la the which the two team I will talk about, that in the Super Bowl there is no touchdown. If the people don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about the Panthers and the Patriots back in Super Bowl 38, which I said is the most underrated Super Bowl of all time. They need to do what they did. First half, they didn't score. At the end of the first half, they scored. Then the second half, it was a different ball game. It was a shootout. And we know what happened in the end. Field goal, Adam Vinatieri, field goal, Patriot win against the Panthers. And I want those two teams, the Chiefs and the 49ers, to be like that, in my opinion. Because this is a rematch, by the way. It's very rare, and I said this, it's very rare that we see Super Bowl rematch. To me, if you ask me, do you like rematches? I'm probably going to say no, but I get it. It's what the people wanted. It's what, not all, but some people wanted to see the Super Bowl rematch. Other people don't. So to me, I don't mind that. I don't mind a Super Bowl rematch. Although I did want to see the Lion, or I want to see the Baltimore Raven. But also for the Baltimore Raven, they're going against the 49ers, or another rematch from the Super Bowl. So it doesn't really change my mind on it. Now, who do I think is going to be the X Factor? I think the X Factor, to me, in my opinion, the X Factor on the Chief, let's say, is Isaiah Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco will be the X Factor. And people say, what about Trevor Kelsey? Trevor Kelsey been there, done that. That is Patrick Mahomes, a weapon, number one. Number one weapon. But to me, when I said X Factor, I know people say, wait a minute. Isaiah Pacheco did win a Super Bowl. I know. But if you look very close that game, last Super Bowl, they didn't run the ball. They just threw the ball. Now, what's the X Factor? Who's the X Factor on the 49ers? I'm not going to say Deebo Samuel. I'm not going to say CMC. Maybe Brandon Ayuk. Maybe George Kittle. No, the X Factor is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy will be the X Factor of this on this team. Whether you like it or not, and I know people say, but Brock Purdy's a game manager. And also last year he didn't play because he was injured. Now you need to prove it now. He needs to prove the world that he's not a game manager. He's a good elite player. Brock Purdy is the X Factor on the team. Now, who do I think who will win the Super Bowl? I saw CBS on their betting. They got, I believe, 49er in -2. They're the favorite to win. And I'm a bet, and I do not bet. But if I wasn't in the US, if I was in Las Vegas, which, by the way, I don't really gamble, and I wish I could travel the world. I wish I got a lot of money. I wish I had the money to travel the world, to go to Las Vegas to see that Super Bowl. But to me, I do want to see the 49ers to get their revenge. Now this time is a different circumstances, because remember in Super Bowl 54, who was the quarterback? Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a game manager. And remember, they were up 10 points. And then the Chiefs came back. And they won Super Bowl 54. And that was the start of the rise of Patrick Mahomes. If Brock Purdy show up, I'm not going to consider him elite if he wins the Super Bowl. I will consider him as a good quarterback. But let's ask yourself the question: what does it mean for both quarterback? Let's start with Patrick Mahomes. For him, he will be the youngest QB to win back-to-back. And he will put him in a conversation with the GOAT, with Joe Montana and Tom Brady in tier 1. I said tier 1. Before he had to go chase Tom Brady, he needed to catch Joe Montana. And people don't give Joe Montana credit. The man won 4 Super Bowl. Never lost one. He has never lost a Super Bowl. 4-0. People. 4-0. Brady got 7 rings. But we also have to acknowledge he lost 3. 2 against Eli Manning. Oh, by the way, if you thought Eli Manning rapping, I mean, he's buried. He buried Tom Brady. I thought it was funny, by the way, too. But he needs to surpass Joe Montana first before to catch Tom Brady. Now, for Brock Purdy, what does it mean for him? It means that he's not in the conversation of the greatest quarterback. No. He will belong in the conversation as Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, even Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, all those quarterbacks who won the Super Bowl. And just go back for the Chiefs. What does it mean for the Patrick Mahomes? Also, that means for the Chiefs, they are a dynasty. Just I want to say this. Now, for the 49ers, same thing. The 49ers already a dynasty. If they win this, it's going to tie with the Super Bowl with the Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers, who both won 6 Super Bowls. That's all I got to say about that. So if you didn't hear my pick, I picked the 49ers to win this for a little bit of revenge. But don't be surprised if the Chiefs wins. That's all I got to say about that. Now, the Hall of Fame has been announced. I believe during the NFL honors. And there were some names who were not inducted, but was named named in the Hall of Fame class of 2024. The class of 2024 has been revealed. So if you missed it, who's getting in? So I will tell you guys who's got in. Dwight Freeney, Devin Hester, Andre Johnson, Julius Peppers, Patrick Willis, Randy Gradishaw, Steve McMichael. Congratulations to all of them. Devin Hester has been waiting for a long time to be getting in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And then I want to say this. The Hall of Fame, to me, is a joke. When I say joke, now I'm talking about the process. The process to get inducted to the Hall of Fame. And I mean that with utmost respect, because there are some players who got snubbed that probably they're never going to get in. Or maybe they're too old. I mean, for example, Tom Floor is waiting for a long time to get into the Hall of Fame. I don't know why it took him that long, but thank God he's alive. When I think about snubs, the first person I think about is Antonio Gates. He should be first by the Hall of Fame. If you look at his resume, look at his resume. 955 reception, throwing amount tight end, 11,041 he's receiving yards, third. First tight end, 7 among all players to have 116 touchdowns. He was named 6th All-Pro team. And guess what? He belonged to the 2000 All-Decades team. How come he's not first by the Hall of Fame? I don't know what's the process to getting in the Hall of Fame. But I don't know. I don't know what's the process to get into the Hall of Fame. I don't know who else who got snubbed. There's a lot of players. Should be in the Hall of Fame. If you want to name a name who should get in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, for example, Steve Smith Sr. Think about it. If you look at his resume, he has 1,000 yards in each season that he played. He has 1,000 career reception. And guess what? He ranked 8th all time in 14,739 career receiving yard. At his size. He was snubbed. And if you want to go old school, I'll go another old school. Like Jim Marshall. Jim Marshall. He should be in the Hall of Fame. If you want to go another one, I'll give another one. Heinz Ward. He should get inducted to the Hall of Fame. Should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, who else? Who else should be in the Hall of Fame? Roger Craig. He should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, this even Shannon Sharper's brother, Sterling Sharp. He should be inducted in the Hall of Fame. Reggie Wayne. Who else? I mean, even Fred Taylor, Reggie Wayne. Both of them should be inducted in the Hall of Fame. But they got snubbed. I just telling you the process to getting in the Hall of Fame suck. I don't like it at all. They need to fix how to put all those Hall of Fame players, future Hall of Fame, former player into the Hall of Fame, because we always say this: we only got one life. If they don't get, maybe next year in the Hall of Fame they'll be out. To me, the Hall of Fame induction is a joke. Just like the same thing with baseball, same thing with basketball. I don't know about hockey, but I don't know about much about hockey, but maybe their Hall of Fame is a joke. That's all I gotta say. Now, we know Usher is gonna perform the halftime, and unfortunately, people in this day and age cannot really hide surprise, because back in the day, and I'll tell you this: back in the day, when All-Star Super Bowl halftime meant something. Actually, it do mean now, but back then, when there was a surprise, they didn't tell. And also, they didn't have social media back then. And now we just found out that Alicia Keys will be part in the Super Bowl halftime. Will perform Usher. And I think everybody knows, maybe they're chanting my boo. That's the first surprise. So if you ask me, do you think this Super Bowl will be an all-time great? Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. And where do I rank the Usher halftime performance? But if one song I think everybody will agree on me, I think he's going to sing Yeah. In my prediction, Lil Jon and Ludacris should be appearing. That's my opinion. So thank you very much for listening to the second part of the Too Good to Be True, episode 7, part 2. And I hope we're gonna digest or review the Super Bowl 58 on Monday morning that I am in France. So if you want to follow me at Twitter, Pascal slash Mayala 15, or go on my. Actually, that's not my Twitter. Just kidding. My Twitter account is Bally versus PMM. You will see me, and on my Instagram is Pascal slash Mayala slash 15. Even in threads. Follow me listen to my podcast only on Spotify. And I hope everybody got a great day and can't wait to see the Super Bowl and enjoy your weekend. Bye.